Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you? Let me just close my door.
Good. Let me go ahead and turn off the dryer real quick.
Sorry?
Just a sec.
Yeah.
All righty. Just gonna, so you have to enable my video, it says.
I don't know why it says I have to do that because I don't even know how to do that. Let's see. Chat, rename, make co. I'm just gonna make you a co-host again because that seems to work. And so I have it on record this time. So it should email me. And I think I can just email you that email. It should have the link to the video.
Okay, great.
I get better at this. I finally downloaded one of the videos to YouTube from like 2 weeks ago. So I'm working on it and I'm almost got it on Instagram. I'm trying to figure it out. So it's just taking me a little time to figure it all out.
That's all right.
This is I wish
Step by step.
right? At least I'm getting it done. Okay. If I waited this whole time to figure it out, I never would have done it. So I just have to do it. So do you want to share that slide? Do you have it or do you want me to pull it up?
I'll have you pull it up because I'm on my phone right now. So
Okay. Yeah.
If that's okay.
Yeah. Let me go back to PowerPoint. I think I saved the right one. I hope so.
Worst case, you can always open it up on that Google Doc and hit the present button from there.
Yeah, I gotta go save that link somewhere. I probably should save that in my email somewhere. I haven't done that yet. So I gotta remember that you sent it to me by email and then it shouldn't be a problem. Let's see.
I think I typed, the subject was like Google Drive link or something, if you're looking over through your email.
Google Drive link, okay.
Yeah.
Where did I, maybe it's not there. No. There it is. I think this should be the correct one. Let's see what pops up. And there we go. Okay. So let me make sure this is up. Let me make sure I have it on share screen. Let's see. So if how do I go back to, no. Can I go back, can I go to slideshow?
Yeah.
And then.
From current slide.
Cool, okay. So stop share, okay. So when you get this video, you're just gonna have to edit it because you're gonna want to edit all this fun stuff out at the beginning because it's really
Okay. Yeah.
And for some reason, I never know when it goes live on Facebook, so I'm not usually talking right away. But you know what? I'm getting better. Just tell me when it goes live, when it says live on there. Probably not yet.
Do you want me to go on my computer and see if it pops up as live?
No, I think we're live now, actually. So
It should have a red button in the top that says live.
Okay. Well, it says live preparing, which happened last time. So for live, no big deal. About rates. Okay. And all right. So we are live here on Facebook. Happy Friday, everybody. Megan Myhouse with Berkshire Hathaway, and it's Friday. It's Finance Friday. I am here with Brendan Delahook from Caliber Home Loans, and we're here just to share some info on what is going on in the world of lending and real estate currently. And we like to talk about current issues. So we're answering questions that people are curious about. So we talked about credit score last week, right, Brendan?
Yep.
And how that relates to what's changed in the market during this COVID time and how lenders are requiring a higher higher credit score in order to be approved or pre-approved for a loan. So today we wanted to talk about what the rates are like and kind of give you an idea, because a lot of people are saying these are the best rates there have ever been. These are the lowest rates in years. And we just want to give you kind of an idea on a graph of what that looks like so that you really understand, you know, at the interest rates that Brendan's going to be talking about, like this is rock bottom. This is really, really a good time to get into the market. So go ahead, Brendan.
Yeah. Well, so I think the number one thing that a lot of people are hearing right now in the news and you see on TV is mortgage interest rates hitting the lowest levels in history. So for some of you that maybe jumped on board to that right away at the beginning of April or even late March, that's kind of when we saw the first initial drop. What happened is if you went and then found out that that was not the case anymore, there have been changes once again. But to give you a little run through, what happened is rates dropped very significantly and very quickly partly because of coronavirus. Interest rates in general are not something that are super volatile. They do change like the stock market, but they don't change more than 1/8%, you know, maybe over the course of a week or something. So it's not like a dramatic change really quickly. And we actually had the most, 3 days in a row, the most volatile interest rates in history. So to give you perspective, that's how crazy beginning of April and end of March was. So for like 3 days straight, we had the lowest rates in history. Tons of lenders reached out, called all their clients. Hey, got to jump on this while you can. What happened is there was such a rush of people to get loans that it offset the capacity that all these lenders were able to handle. So to give you perspective, in general, the entire lending industry closes about $5 trillion they close about $2 trillion a year in loans. With the amount of capacity that was available for people to refinance and buy, it was over 5 trillion. So more than double the amount that we closed in a year. And therefore, companies were obviously not able to handle all that. So what did they do? Well, between the fears of what's going on with the economy, they decided, let's increase rates to slow down the people rushing to do loans with us because we can't handle the amount of people. And so instead of ruin our reputation, let's go ahead and just slow down the rates and slow down the flow of deals coming in. Now, fast forward a month later, we are seeing that they have gotten back down to those low rates again because they've had about a month to hire on new people. They've had the ability to get better systems in place and things like that. You're definitely going to see slower turn times across the board at every company. Some companies are actually hurting, unfortunately, because they didn't have reserves for some issues on the back end. And then there's some companies that had prepared for it and are in much better positions. But so where are rates at today? Basically, rates are going to be at the low 3s or high 2s. The reason why there's never a specific exact rate that I like to personally say is because there's tons of factors that go into those interest rates. You've got what's your credit score, how much are you looking to put for a down payment, or maybe you're doing a refinance, then it's all about what is the loan to value ratio, and then what program are you using. So different programs have different rates, so that's why it's a little bit of a range that I'm throwing out there. But lowest rates in history. So it is, I mean, opportunity-wise, a year ago, rates were 1% higher. And so that's between, you know, $300+ savings per month. And again, it depends on the size of the loan. So that's a huge difference on a monthly basis savings. And then as you can see, Megan just kind of threw up the chart of interest rates over history. So you look way back to the beginning of that chart, you can see that was when rates were about 12 to 15%. If you have parents or maybe even grandparents, ask them. They'll remember back in the 80s and so forth how high interest rates are. So it's probably shocking to them to see them this low. If you look at where we are now, you can see we're at the lowest rates in history. But I like to back up and compare this to 2008 and the crash. So you can see in the gray area, that is a highlighted portion because that's when recessions occurred. So you can see that rates dropped quickly, and then over the course of the next few years, they dropped. The Federal Reserve does try to stimulate the economy in certain ways to help with playing into that, but the Federal Reserve does not directly control mortgage interest rates. But you can see where that arrow is. The Federal Reserve had interest rates for their books at 0%. Obviously, mortgage rates have never been at 0%, but they had it from 2008 to where that red arrow is. And the reason I point that out, that's what happened when the Federal Reserve decided to start increasing their interest rates. Now, again, the Federal Reserve does not directly affect mortgage rates, but the economy does follow and pay attention to that on how they want to respond. And so you can see when they think the Federal Reserve is saying, oh, things are going to get better in the economy because they're increasing rates on their balance sheet, the market ended up going, well, let's increase rates. And so you can see in a very short period of time, they shot them up to the 4s and maybe even low 5s around that time. So once again, presently, the Federal Reserve is at 0% right now. So that's why rates have dropped so low in the market. The minute that this coronavirus thing is done, they are going to potentially reconsider adding interest rates or increasing interest rates again. So that's why right now is a really great opportunity to be buying a home or taking cash out of your property and using it to buy an investment property. So that's kind of a little breakdown for interest rates and what's going on right now.
Cool. Thanks, Brendan. So yeah, a lot of people are asking, oh my gosh, is it still a good time to buy? Because I do have a lot of buyers that are sitting on the fence, and I tell them absolutely. Like, as long as you feel comfortable with the payment, as long as you feel comfortable where you're at right now with your job, now is a great time to buy. There's still properties out on the market. There's still properties that are selling. In fact, there were 86 properties in the last month, in the last 30 days that sold in Oceanside. And currently 154 properties on the market. So things are selling a little slower than before, but there are a lot of people that are interested in finding something to buy. So if you need further information, you can feel free to call me or text me, and then give Brendan a call or a text as well, and we'll put his information in the comments on this Facebook Live. And if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out, instant message, email, whatever you'd like. Have a great Friday. Thanks for joining me, Brendan, and we'll see you guys next Friday.
Sounds like a plan.
All
Talk
right.
to you later. Bye.
Talk to you soon. Have a good one.